Hello YouTube, we're back with another video of this type of caliber. It's been a long time since we had to do one of these types of videos, because y'all know I just gotten to a point where I got sick of reporting this, but it was time to discuss it again, y'all. And excuse me if y'all hear my fan going in the background. It might be raining in North Carolina, but this heat ain't letting up in this darn on short room where I only got this one AC vent, so typically I turn the fan off, but I can't today, so y'all gonna hear it in the background. But they done did it again, y'all. So Yara Shahidi cast as Tinkerbell in Disney's live-action Peter Pan and Wendy film, and this is per B Scott, honey. So this is B Scott, honey, reporting that Yara Shahidi is going to Netherlands. The Grownish star announced on, and you know, I'm starting to see a trend with this as well. The Grownish star announced on Friday that she's set to play the role of Tinkerbell in the Disney's upcoming live-action Peter Pan and Wendy. The upcoming Disney film, directed by Dragon director David Lowery, will be a live-action version of the 1953 animated movie. And then it talks about her joining Alexandra Maloney, who is playing Peter Pan, and Ever Anderson as Wendy, and Jude Law as Captain Hook. So this is her from Grownish. And I'm going to switch over to my full camera and come back with my regular commentary on this. Okay, y'all, I'm back in full screen mode. Okay, now the reason why I am quite irritated by this. Let me turn my light down first. I feel like I'm a little bit too... I ain't want to change over. Excuse me, y'all. Okay. Thought I was coming off a little bit too bright, so let me turn the light down a little. So, like I was saying, the reason why I'm irritated by this is not because that she's not a good actress or anything of that sort. It's the same thing with another Grownish star that we talked about a little bit over a year ago. Halle Bailey, you know, Chloe and Halle, you know, the youngest one from the duet that is underneath my inspiration, my top artist of all time that I look up to, none other than the Queen Bee, honey, Beyonce. So y'all know the duo was signed under Beyonce's label Partwood, and they doing phenomenal. And she's getting into acting. Well, they've been into acting. And the little thing about Chloe and Halle, the oldest one actually played a young girl in the Fighting Temptations alongside Beyonce. And only for years later for them to now be underneath Beyonce. And Beyonce didn't even know that at the time. The girls that she signed, one of them she actually played in the Fighting Temptations with. Look how destiny works, honey. And now we got Halle Bailey about to play Ariel, which I was disappointed with that. For the same reason that I'm disappointed with this Yara girl playing Tinkerbell. Now I want to say Tinkerbell is older than my grandmother, who is the youngest of 7 to 8 children, who was born in 1950. And I want to say Tinkerbell been out since the 40s, but let me fact check real quick. When was Tinkerbell created? Bullshit. I ain't talking about when was the first movie. I'm talking about when was Tinkerbell inception. I know damn well it wasn't no 2008. Tinkerbell is a fictional character from J.M. Barrie's 1904 play Peter Pan in, oh my goodness, 1911, y'all. So I thought it was around since the 1940s. Honey, this thing, Tinkerbell been around before my great-grandmother was born. My great-grandmother was born in 1922. Her older sister's, well, younger sister is 94 now. Her older sister is 101, was born in 1919. And Tinkerbell is 8 years older than my great-great-aunt, who is currently 101. So you telling me out of 109 years, Tinkerbell is the only darn gone pixie fairy that we can darn gone put up on the screen. It can only be one darn gone character. See, this is what irritates me when we talk about switching over characters who have white origins and we want to make them black. And we want to go up and say, yes, that this is going forward for us and we getting our represent. No, this is temporary appeasement. Just like I said with Halle Bailey playing Ariel. Why does Ariel got to be the only damn mermaid in the sea? Why does because once again, the exception of the character is not going to change just because you change the skin color of the character for that one time in the case of whiteness. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. You hold on to that. But why can't we just create, why we can't create another mermaid? Once again, why does Ariel got to be the only proprietary mermaid character on TV? How long has The Little Mermaid been out? I want to say that shit been out since the 70s. Might shock me that it might be longer. How old is The Little Mermaid? 16. See, there they go being literal. I'm talking about when was the shit created. Not that, and I know it was inspired after the actress Alyssa Milano from Charm. So it's funny that they ain't never thought about doing an older version of The Little Mermaid with her, considering that they actually got the inspiration from her childhood image of who's the boss. But I digress. I mean, if they ever decide to do an older version of The Little Mermaid, or if they do Little Mermaid's mother, have they ever thought about knocking on the door of Alyssa Milano, considering that the image of Ariel is from the actress Alyssa Milano? But it was created in 1989, so not that old. That's just a few years older than me. I'm born in 93, so Ariel's origin is from 1989. Oh, wait a minute. When was The Little Mermaid made? Yeah, 1989. I guess that's when it was created. And Peter Pan was all the way back in 1911. So you telling me out of 31 years for The Little Mermaid, and out of 109 years for Tinkerbell, we can't create no more fairies. We can't give no original character of color. Because now this is the first time I include brown people into this. Because I don't even see too many brown people at all. But when it comes to blackness, see, we have an issue of, it's not that we don't have the characters per se. It's just we don't get our characters utilized. And then when we complain about the shit, then y'all throw out this temporary appeasement of just switching a character whose origin is whiteness and making them black. And I think that's some form of programming too. And y'all can say I'm digging a little bit too much into this, that I'm a little bit too woke, but just listen to me on this. You don't think it's odd that they want to change every single white character black temporarily? I think that's a form of programming to say that you as a black person growing up, or your young children, they can only aspire to look towards greatness within a superhero or a mythical character that's only white. That origins is white. And yeah, you can cast a black actress to temporarily play the part, but when they go to look at the comics, when they go to look at the memorabilia and all of that throughout history, you're going to know the origin of this character is originally a white person. So you can only aspire to look up to greatness through the eyes of an original white character. And just for the sake of appeasement, we want to make the character black temporarily for you. But when you go to look through the origins, the character is white. Now, what does that say when your black characters are never shown? When you have people who have proposed for fairies and stuff who are black to be on TV, they don't never get the green light for their shows to go through. like Black Sands Entertainment Television. I haven't heard of them getting a TV deal yet. They had one episode on YouTube and that was it. I think 2 episodes, but they ain't even getting no whole series. And you telling me out of all the writers and directors, we ain't came up with no cartoon characters yet on the mainstream for ourselves? Bullshit. I believe they not getting pushed through. And why is that? But we gonna apply this once again. This is no shade to the actress Yara. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that last name. Y'all know who she is. But same thing with Halle Bailey. I'm not applauding this. I think this is quite deplorable. I think both of these beautiful Black sisters are more than deserving of having a character created in their own light. They can have a standalone character, and it can sell just as much as Ariel. It can sell just as much as Tinkerbell. Yeah, she might have a name of 109 years, but guess what? It's time to create somebody new, somebody more seasoned, with that's more highly melanated and highly favored in the image of Black people for Black people. And guess what? That don't mean just because the characters is from a Black and this is another thing. When I say this ain't on no anti-white shit. We ain't about to say that the Black fairy's gonna be on no Black Panther type of bullshit. We ain't gonna say that she got to be a revolutionary. We just want a darn on cartoons in the image of our Black people for our darn on Black children. Is that too much to ask? I'm not asking for y'all to create no darn on revolutionary power to the people type character. Although that would be nice too. We got a little sample of that with, Black Panther. Welcome to Wakanda. But we got a little smidget of that. But that was about it. And now, poor T'Challa's gone up and yonder. Up and yonder. Up and yonder. Oh. I know I'm not one of the whinings, honey. I sound more like a whining ass goat instead of the whining sisters. But I digress. Now, the one Black person that we did have authentically, honey, gone up and yonder. But the thing is, this issue ain't never really about Black men. I noticed they don't never have an issue casting Black male characters. They got Cyborg skin color correct. They got T'Challa skin color correct. They got all the Black African men skin color correct. It's only when we get to the Black women, it's where it's all light, bright, damn near white. And then when you're forced to get some color, you still go to safe brown. Cause I know that, but I ain't going to touch on that. I ain't going to really touch on that too. Y'all know where I'm getting at with that. That the issue is really, showcasing a Black strong woman in the life. Cause they know the history of Black strong womanhood in America. Cause it's always been a Black strong woman leading the revolutionary charge throughout every point in damn history. It was darn gone Hedman Tubman, a dark-skinned, strong Black woman that led us through the war, the Civil War, and helped us, helped us get up to the North. And also played a pivotal part with, persuading, Abraham Lincoln with darn freeing us. Then you had 2/3 of the Black Panther movement was actually of Black women. Not Black men, but Black women. 2/3 of the Black Panther Party was actually Black women. Brown skin and darker. Yeah, we had some Asian girls and some Hispanics alongside us as well. But the majority was Black women. And then you look today, the creators of the Black Lives Matter movement, dark-skinned Black lesbian women. So whether lesbian, bisexual, transgender, we go to the Stonewall riots. Who led it? Trans women. Preferably a Black woman. So throughout all of history, women has been leading the charge. And I don't think they like that. And anytime they show any type of black character in the light, they always have to try to darn gone whitewash on out. And y'all know where I'm going at with this. Hence Storm. Honey, they realized they gave Storm too much. That's why they have yet to give the ninth most powerful mutant in history her darn own movie. They have showed the ninth most powerful mutant getting her ass kicked by a character named Toad, who can only darn gone spit, has minimum fighting skills, and can darn gone lick its tongue out like a toad. You gave Wolverine 3 movies. Y'all consider darn gone giving Gambit, who is a male darn gone seductress, who has the power to ignite, energy from his hands and throw cards. And yeah, he got some martial arts skills. Y'all consider Kitty Pryde a backstory before y'all consider Storm. Really? The disrespect. And then anytime you are forced to even show Storm, honey, both times you get a biracial woman to play her. A short, thin, frail, biracial woman. Now Storm supposed to be a tall, darn gone 5'9" Glamazonian, brown skinned girl, my skin color or darker. But they always get the biracial. And I ain't saying, Storm has been seen as caramel, but she supposed to be at least 5. I know it's hard to find a woman 5'9", but it's like, could you at least got the body frame right? If you was going to get a shorter woman, cause she at least had the, the aesthetic of Storm, a little bit more curvier, athletic build. When I look at Halle Bailey, when I look at, Alexandra Shipp, I don't see none of Storm. That's the only time where they get a character that's the complete opposite to that extent is when it's a black woman. But you notice with a black man, with a white man, with a white woman, they always get everything down to a T, even down to the last freckle, honey. But when it comes to a black woman, honey, we always got to go to the polar opposite end of the spectrum from the character of the origin. And then when it comes to Tinkerbell and you see, we bringing this round full circle. So y'all thought I got on a tangent. This all sinks in together. When it comes to Tinkerbell, it can't be no black fairy out there as well that has her own little history and backstory. We can't have a black darn on soulful mermaid. And then let's bring it to our light-skinned black women. Because my thing is this, we ain't got no problem with dark-skinned characters. The problem, except for getting them on screen, we got an overabundance of dark-skinned characters that are not utilized, but we ain't hardly got no light-skinned characters. So it's a double-edged sword, because then the light-skinned characters look towards a few dark-skinned black characters that they tokenize and put on TV. And then when it's time to go out for the roles of the characters, then the light-skinned women who are black have to look towards the dark-skinned character. And then, they pin us against each other. We're always picking the lighter of the two, even though the lightest one don't look aesthetically like the dark-skinned character. As opposed to creating a good amount of equal light-skinned characters so it be fair representation across the board. So it creates this division between light-skinned and dark-skinned black women. Whereas like you always picking the safe brown is the choice. I always heard people say Angela Bassett for an older version of Storm. And yeah, if we want to pick, I'll pick Angela Bassett. She at the time aesthetically fit everything that Storm was given, and she matched the color. But it's like, as the years go on, and then they fucked up that opportunity when they made, Angela Bassett, T'Challa's mom. And we know that, Black Panther and Storm crossed paths and they was married. So, that ruins, Angela Bassett ever playing any type of Storm at this point. But it's like Storm has been on the brown side. She's been on the deeper brown side, and she's been on the dark side. At no point in time we've ever entertained a dark character playing, a dark skinned woman playing her. We ain't tapped Kelly Rowland's shoulder, or somebody of the Kelly Rowland persuasion. Like, really? And then let's get into darn going where they go as far as the race black women from history give it a chance. Honey, they'll try to erase darn gone Storm if she wasn't too popular enough. Like darn gone Monica Rambeau. See, the issue is you have too many darn gone diehard fans like me that won't let them darn gone do Storm like that. That's why they the best they can do is always get a biracial black woman, somebody who's damn near white. But they still got just enough color to justify her playing the character. Even though Storm supposed to be a black American mixed with an African. But I digress. If she had any white in her, it's about 10% at best. But they keep choosing people who are at least 50-60% white to darn gonna play her. But how many of y'all knew that darn gone the character Miss Marvel was originally a black woman? A black woman that they renamed Monica Rambeau, and now you got Miss Marvel in her series years later. And when people go back to look at the origins and stuff, honey, they try their best to erase Monica Rambeau from the origins of Miss Marvel. That you got to do some deep research to even know that Miss Marvel was originally Monica Rambeau, the character. Monica Rambeau, they renamed her. She was the original Miss Marvel. It was the guy first, and then it was the woman. But the woman, Miss Marvel, was independent of Mr. Marvel. So she wasn't no sidekick like they do with all the other creators. Like, you got Batman, you got Batwoman, you got Superman, you got Supergirl. Miss Marvel was independent of darn gone Mr. Marvel. But they ain't like the darn gone image of a strong, independent darn gone black woman, even way back then. So they darn gone stripped her of the Miss Marvel title. And then now, when you look back through the history, now they alter it where now you look towards whiteness for the greatness, honey. And like I said, they would have did Storm like that too if she didn't have so much overwhelming fanfare. So this is why I don't like this darn gone replacements of characters and stuff. Cause then it's going to get to the point where they're going to start trying to justify darn gone switching out more darn gone black people. But see, when I told y'all to hold on to that point earlier. How many of y'all been listening to the video now when I told y'all to hold on to the point where I said when they switch out white characters for black images, they keep the origin white. See, Wonder Woman, they can afford to make a black Wonder Woman. They can afford to make a black Superman. Because the origin is going to remain. You got over damn near 100 years of the character being white, and it's going to remain that. But see, just give them one time to switch a darn gone black character up to a white person, and just give it enough time, honey, they don't keep that same energy. They don't keep the darn gone same, okay, let it be known that the character original origins is black. Because once again, history shows themselves with Monica Rambeau, who was the original Miss Marvel. So, honey, next thing you know, Vixen, honey, they already got a light skinned darn going ethnically indigenous person playing Vixen over at the DC. And, throughout all the comments, honey, Vixen supposed to look like Tiana Taylor. Vixen supposed to look like Kelly Rowland with short hair. Vixen don't supposed to look like somebody who's Beyonce's skin color. So, once again, given enough time, next thing you know, honey, you'll see somebody about who's a darn gone badass white girl with short hair. Rose McGowan is the only person coming to my head right now. I know don't fit nowhere near the image of it, but Angelina Jolie. Let's say Angelina Jolie, honey, they get an old Angelina Jolie type bitch to play darn gone Vixen the next time you see her on screen. Honey, give them one time to change Vixen over. Honey, Vixen won't be black no more. Like I said, they can't do Storm like that. Storm too popular. Now I'm wondering, was Catwoman, I want to say let me see how long Catwoman been out. When was Catwoman created? Okay, no, Catwoman was original. Okay, I give them Catwoman. Because you know at one point in time, Eartha Kitt was darn on Catwoman, and we ain't seen another black person play you know, Halle Berry didn't do Catwoman justice. And now they got her as a blackish, you know, the little cartoon show, they got her somewhat black. I don't know. But, you know, we got so many black characters. But they switched them over to white. We won't see them become black no more. But they'll give us all they white characters for the sake of appeasement, but won't never give us our independent one. Like, for example, like I said, they talking about switching Wonder Woman over to blackness. It's like, let darn gone Gal Gadot darn gone keep Wonder Woman, goddammit. You know, Wonder Woman has a whole twin sister out here called Nubia, who is made from dark clay. And you know, darkness can be seen as, you know, light caramel. And I said this, that, you know, for the sake of it being legitimate that they both look similar, they could be fraternal. And technically, since they was made from two different clays, you can say that they, you know, it's weird trying to make a scientific analogy of something that's fictional to this extent. But it's like, if you wanted to make a light-skinned, badass black woman superhero, let it be darn on Nubia. Nubia don't necessarily have to be, now that's the only character where I say she don't really have to be as dark as, you know, we would think she would have to be. Let her be an unambiguous light-skinned black woman to give, you know, light-skinned black woman a darn superhero character that they can look in. Because, you know, we as darn dark-skinned black people have enough characters. We just don't have them pushed to the forefront. We need our dark-skinned characters pushed to the forefront. And then when it comes to the show enough cartoons, like the Little Mermaids and shit, we need some new we need some actual characters created. Because we ain't got no problems in the, in like the DC comics and the Marvel comics. Our issue right now is when it comes to, like, you know, Pixar and Disney. We don't have no brown, black characters in regards to that. We don't have no fairies. We don't have no, you know, no black witches and stuff of that caliber. That's where we need the creation at. And on the superhero side, you know, light-skinned black women need a little bit more creation. So I always said, you know, give Nubia the Beyonce look with some dreadlocks, because I understand that Nubia in the comic books do have dreadlocks. And let that be on the screen, because that's another thing. We don't see too many positive depictions of black characters with actual natural hair. Every time we darn gonna get somebody who is black, you know, Storm, no shade to her, but she has long flowing platinum white hair. Monica Rambeau, she was the one with the dreadlocks as Miss Marvel. You see how quick they took that title for her, made her a character that they barely use that I ain't never seen on TV. Then we had Misty Knight, who was on Luke Cage for a hot second. She was her own independent character. I ain't had heard nothing about them creating an independent show for Misty Knight just yet. I heard that they was in talks for a second, but I ain't heard no more about it. So once again, you see how they do us as black women. No matter what side of the spectrum you on. And you know, since we going in talking into the spectrum, I'm going to go ahead and go here. You know, since they don't have no problems, you know, every time they want to show LGBT representation, honey, I've been noticing this trend for about 8 years as well. I noticed they don't have no problem turning the character into a lesbian. And then, you know, this is my issue with this. It's like, can we create some authentic LGBT characters as well? So we ain't going to just talk on the black subject as well. We're going to talk on this one a little bit. And I'm going to get on out of here. Now, if y'all want to have a live video discussion of this, y'all tell me to leave it down below. Because y'all know I'm very passionate when it comes to superheroes and creations. Y'all know at one point in time I wanted to become a director. But, you know, a girl's finances ain't set up like that. If I ever win the Powerball for the, you know, $100 million or more, I swear I would become a director. But, you know, I haven't hit the Powerball just yet. The Mega Millions would do as well. You know, anywhere, any lottery where I can get a payout that's equivalent to a phone number. But yeah, just a darn gone mess all over. So this whole conversation just started on off with the Grownish star. I done froze up. Oh, there I go. This conversation started off with the Grownish star Yara Shahidi playing Tinkerbell, but it opens up the box for, you know, a whole conversation within itself about, you know, true black equality when it comes to us, you know, being depicted on the screen. Whether it's for grown folks who like to look at cartoons of the shows that we grew up grew up watching, or, you know, for the younger generation that has not even got a name yet, you know, that's underneath Gen Z, honey, and Generation Z, who is, you know, about teenagers now, because I think Gen Z starts at like 1998 on up to like 2010. So I think the youngest Gen Z is about 10 years old now. But yeah, we need our own authentic creations when it comes to the cartoon sector. For the superhero sector, we just need our characters that we already have pushed to the forefront. And for the light skin equivalents, we need some light skin characters who are created. And you know, I've already gotten videos out of my suggestions for the light skinned black women, because I feel light skinned black women don't get too much talked about. Because, you know, light-skinned black women already have the privilege of being picked in so many other movies. But many people don't realize that light-skinned black women don't really have no true superhero representation like that. Yeah, you can still look at a darker-skinned black person, but it would be nice to actually see a character that does actually match your skin tone to a T. As a Capricorn, I'm very anal on, you know, very accurate representation. I believe, you know, very accurate, precise representation is key. And, you know, I'm not for, you know, appeasement. I'm not for switching up the origins of a character for the sake of it. No. Give us our own original characters. Honey darn gone, Halle Bailey is deserving of her own mermaid character. Y'all made the Little Mermaid out of the image of darn gone Alyssa Milano when she was on Who's the Boss. Honey, I think Halle Bailey has proven she's of a worthy name in her own right to have her have a mermaid created in her image. And then I don't know much about the Yara chick from Grownish, but y'all can create a pixie character for her. Y'all created and then here's another thing. Whenever we do get something, don't create no damn I see the little slick shade. The one time they gave us something was Princess and the Frog, and that was somewhat bittersweet. That was somewhat bittersweet. They gave us darn on Princess Tiana. But it's like every time we get something, we always got to be a hybrid or something. We always got to be a creature. Like, hell, if you want to give us a character, like, can we get that's why I say, give us a strong, dominant, like, give us a witch character or something. And not no darn on hideous one. Like, don't give us Ursula, who was originally created for a darn going, created from the image of a white drag queen. But black women look to the aesthetic of Ursula for the blackness, but really, Ursula was created out of the image of a white drag queen. Give us our own original characters. Whether it be a sea witch, a regular witch, a vampire, give us our own characters. And then don't give us too much that has to be, within the realms of animals and shit. Let that representation be equal across the board. That's what I'm saying. Like, I found it was bittersweet that they gave us Princess Tiana. And, shout out to the late, great, Chevy Chase, honey, from Louisiana, who, it was her request, that a darker skinned person play. But that was during a time frame where black representation wasn't seen like that. When she said that she would prefer the character to be darker, that was coming from the time frame of her being an 80-some-year-old woman, and it wasn't no black representation being sought, and she was seen as the token black, she would have been the house Negro. So that's where she was coming from. But nowadays, where we have the black representation that's just not being utilized, honey, give light-skinned black women a chance on the screen. Let black women and comics be darn on showcase more rightfully, and not just as the damn sidekick of. Give Storm her own independent movie. Give darn gone Yara her own pixie image. Give Halle Bailey her own Little Mermaid image. And darn gone continuing forward with all the other characters. Honey, let's darn gone get our characters right. And I'm calling forth the action. All these darn gone high dollar celebrities who are now turning into directors. Honey, tap on to your fellow celebrities to start funding creations for our darn gone children. Shout out to this Tasha, who played Cookie's sister. The one that was the crackhead. Guess what? She has a twin sister who's a director. I don't know her name, but tap on her. And then she started to become a director too. So both of them, honey, tap on Taraji to start funding some money for you. Tap on Terrence Howard. He might be retired, but that money's not. Tap on him to darn gonna donate you some money. The Smiths, come on and let somebody use that studio that you don't let nobody hardly use other than your darn gone rich white celebrity friends. Come on and darn gone for the cause. Start creating some darn gone black superhero excellence. Instead of darn gone playing the genie for somebody else. Now, shout out to darn gone Jada though. Now, Fish Mooney was her original, honey. Y'all know I love me some Fish Mooney, bitch. I love my Fish Mooney. But still, we need to go further than that. Now, once again, I love Fish. It's Fish Mooney, bitch. And somebody better get to telling me where the hell am I? Honey, I miss my Gotham, baby. Honey, now they did right by Fish Mooney. Now I will give DC Comics this. They did do the light-skinned black woman justice when they created motherfucking Fish Mooney, an original darn gone light-skinned character, honey, depicted by that fabulous badass Jada Pinkett Smith, honey. Fish Mooney is where it's at. That's where we need to get more at with the light-skinned sisters. But also create some superheroes as well. But yeah, y'all got that studio I'm hearing that y'all ain't letting too many folks use. We need to get that together, Smiths. Beyonce, Jay-Z. Now I understand y'all got the documentaries together, coming on for the people that's good and dandy too. But when y'all get around to characters, y'all, B, you over there playing on the Lion King. Getting the lioness in formation, honey. Are you with me, lions? Are you with me, lions? Honey, with that good old mezzo soprano vocals, honey. Say we are family because honey, hitting them darn on high notes and shit. Honey, I love my darn on Beyonce, The Gift soundtrack. But, Queen B, you worth $500 million. You was the most, Grammy nominated woman in history. You the second most Grammy, honored woman in the history. Besides a country artist that most people can't even think of the name of. I can't even think of a name half the time. You are worth $500 million. You are the highest touring grossing black artist in the history of music, surpassing the likes of Michael Jackson and Tina Turner. You and Jay-Z together are worth a combined worth of $1.4 billion. I'm going to need y'all to chip on in on this too now. Come on now. Now, you might not have the thought there, but y'all got the funds. Honey, team up with darn going, LaToya Luckett. Honey, she the badass actress out of all y'all, honey. B, I love you, but you a bad actress in your own right, but you're literally a bad actress, honey. No shade, girl. Now you can sing all the girls down. You can sing, give us the soundtrack, but give LaToya Luckett the darn on screen time for the acting. So when it comes to the character creation, honey, let LaToya Luckett do that. And then if we have to have a second choice, okay, we'll let Kelly Rowland go up in there. But as far as you be, honey, you stick to the vocals, sweetheart. You stick to the vocals. That's what I'm going to need you for. Same thing for Rihanna. What's your name? Rihanna. What's your name? SOS, someone help me. It's not easy. Honey, come on off that Fenty money. Honey, come on off the Fenty money. I'm calling you on out too, Miss Darngone, Rihanna Robin Finetti. Rihanna, what's that? And here I am for all these years mispronouncing it. I thought it was Rihanna. Honey, people got me together. It was like, no, it's Rihanna. And then when you listen to the playback of her songs, it actually is phonetically Rihanna. But, regardless. Come on off that Fenty money, girl, and darn gon' start funding the darn gon' black darn gon' cartoon projects as well. Honey, I'm calling all you mothers out. I'm calling y'all out like darn gon' Denzel Washington wanted to call out White Boy on Training Day. I'm calling all you motherfuckers out for the sake of our darn gon' black equality representation. Instead of this darn gon' bullshit appeasement that Disney and all the other girls want the darn gon' give us. We are demanding our own true equality, and we can fund the shit all by ourselves. With all the people we got Michael Jordan, we got Oprah Winfrey, we got Ava DuVernay, we got Beyonce, we got Jay-Z, we got Rihanna. Honey, it's about time we darn gon' start. And then we got Spike Lee with the production company. We got Tyler Perry, who got the one of the largest production companies in the darn gon' studios in the world. And then you got darn gon' Will and Jada. With all this black excellence, you telling me we can't darn gon' make something shake? And then you got all these other black, writers and actresses who are already created concepts and stuff for y'all. And the only thing y'all got to do is provide the darn gon' studio and the money for them. Come on now. But like I said, we'll do a part 2 to this. But those are my thoughts overall. Like I said, it started with my thoughts on darn gon' Yara playing Tinkerbell, and for the same reasons that I don't like darn gon' Halle Bailey playing The Little Mermaid is the same reason why I don't like Yara Shahidi playing darn gon' Tinkerbell, because both of those beautiful black women are deserving of characters in their own right. They don't need no temporary appeasement. They are just as popular enough to have their own characters in their own concept. And then with people like Beyonce and them behind their back, there's no reason in hell why they can't darn gon' fund it their damn selves. But like I said, if y'all want a part 2 to this, if y'all want a live stream discussion, we can definitely do that. Y'all leave it down below. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts on this entire situation from Yara Shahidi playing Tinkerbell. Do y'all think it's a good move? Like I said, for the reasons that I said, I think not. But y'all leave y'all thoughts down on it. And then everything that I touched on, y'all leave y'all thoughts on as well if you so choose. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.